What is the best space for MMA? When you look at the history of the UFC and what arts, like there was eras for certain arts. Like there was a point in time where the UFC was chaotic. They were just doing whatever in the octagon. There was no weight classes, right? So we're not talking about that era. We're talking about when the sport started becoming more organized and more civilized, right? There was a point in time where Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was the best space. When the Gracies came around and introduced that, I mean, no one could solve that problem. And it became a point where people hated the Brazilians. It was a trend to just shit on Brazilians, and kind of the way the Dagestanis are just hated now. Like that was the Brazilians for a point in time. The sport evolved, started introducing new arts. American wrestlers started coming. You got college wrestlers, you got high school wrestlers coming in, and that was almost like the answer to the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu problem. Not 100%, but it was the best response that we had to it, right? And then it got to the point where, well, that wasn't really enough. And then you got your sambo, judo, kind of Russian wrestler dudes, right? You got the Habibs and the Islams of the world. And that became kind of the next thing. And everyone hated them. I mean, it was just horrible, right? And today, what is the best space? Neither. Nothing. Nothing is the best space. Because the sport has evolved past individual martial arts being more dominant in the octagon. The best space for MMA is being well-rounded. It's being a jack of all trades and a master of none. Which ironically, like in like blue-collar culture, that is considered like an insult. But in MMA, that's actually important. Like, let's look at some of the greats, right? Let's look at John Jones. John Jones isn't a dominant, like the best wrestler in the UFC. No, he's a decent wrestler. He's not a dominant, aggressive, like the greatest striker of all time. He's a decent striker. Why is he's the best? Because he can take the fight anywhere he needs to take it. He's dangerous everywhere. And the way he mixes the arts together, I mean, that's really, I guess it's in the name, mixed martial arts. He mixes the arts very well. And his fight IQ, I mean, there's levels to this beyond just saying what is the best base. It's about being dangerous everywhere. Even Islam, right? I think Islam is higher on the GOAT list right now than Habib. And to be honest, I always felt like Habib was the worst GOAT of all time. But anyway, that's a video. That's a whole other video. All right. Islam, yeah, he's a good grappler. He's got judo. He's got sambo. He could submit you. He could just toss and roll you around the octagon all day long, right? But if he can't, he can stand and bang with you. He can strike. Like, we've seen him knock guys out. We've seen him rock guys. When he won the belt fighting Charles Oliveira, like, yeah, he submitted him, but you remember, he rocked him and dropped him bad. Like, he really could have finished that with some ground and pound. He didn't have to go submit him. Like, it was the punch that really started that finish. It wasn't the grappling, you know? So I say that to say, it's all about being well-rounded. You got to be dangerous everywhere. You need to know all of the arts. Like, you look at Ilia Topuria. Everyone calls him a boxer. He's not a boxer. Before the UFC, he was only getting submission victories. As a matter of fact, y'all know when like Bruce Buffer doing his introduction, sometimes he'll announce like what type of fighter you are. So he'll be like a kickboxer or a sambo fighter, a Brazilian jiu-jitsu or something, whatever, right? On Ilia Topuria's debut, he was labeled as a jiu-jitsu guy because we've never seen him knock anybody out. And yet we see him in the UFC knocking guys out left and right. We think, oh, this guy is a boxer. But when you look at and you listen to Ilia talk about what his training regimen is, he trains all the arts separately. And I think that is the best way. Go to a boxing gym. Go to a Muay Thai gym. Go to a jiu-jitsu gym and have like your main like MMA gym where you go and mix everything together. Now, shout out to my boy Karan Reed. I know you guys don't know who he is. He's a guy fighting here locally in Houston, fighting out of Fury FC. Y'all gonna know about him one day, I'm telling y'all right now. I see this guy training. Like, he trains at, I'm not gonna say the gym. He trains at an MMA gym, but he also goes to a boxing gym that I used to go to. And that's one of the best boxing gyms in Houston. And he's training the arts separately and then putting them together in the octagon. And I can see how good he's doing. Like, I'm seeing the new generation of MMA fighters no longer focusing on being good at one thing and one thing only. It's all about mixing the arts, learning everything separately and getting decent at it. Like Karan, He's a good striker. Is he going to go win a WBC belt? Probably not. But I could see him winning a belt in MMA because the guy mixes everything so well. He's dangerous wherever you take him. You want to grapple? Let's fucking grapple. You want to strike? Let's stand and bang. So the sport has evolved past the need of one specific martial art. You don't need to be a good grappler and that's it, and suck at striking. No. You need to learn the entire, everything. So the sport, so when people ask, what is the best base for MMA? None. You need to be a jack of all trades and a master of none. Be good everywhere and be dangerous everywhere and develop fight IQ. Learn how to mix the arts together so whenever you have someone that's dominant somewhere, you can stand in there with them and then take them where they're uncomfortable. You got to be dangerous everywhere. When you look at these new generation of champions, they can do it all. So when someone asks me what's the best base for MMA, I like to say it's none.